Hello, 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 and welcome to Time of the Month here with Shelah on BFM, Be Fabulous Malaysia. That's right, it's that time of the month again. Oh my god, it happens like a cycle, doesn't it? Every month it happens at least once, kan? But this time I have someone really, really wonderful as my guest. Yeah, that's right, she's here. Can you see her on the video? That means all of you have to watch the video. You can't just hear the audio, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, a very wonderful Malaysian. And here she is. This is Marina Mahathir.
Hi, Shelah.
Hi, Marina. Thank you so much for coming on this show.
Oh, no, my pleasure. I was thrilled to be invited. At last.
At
you
last.
took your time.
You see, she said at last. That means she wanted to come on this show. I didn't have to like force her to come, tie her up and bring her into the studio.
No. I was feeling, a bit neglected because you hadn't invited me.
Why were you feeling neglected?
Because you invited my friend Ivy and all that.
But you are Marina Mahathir. Why would you have any time for me? Just a silly old drag queen.
Got time.
Got
time. More time than, some of the usual
suspects lah.
the
Those
suspects,
other monkeys
right.
we pay no attention
No.
to. You see someone today, I don't know why we're wearing both wearing gold necklace, very gorgeous.
It's the in thing.
It's the
the
in
new
thing,
thing,
yeah.
yeah. We're very fashion forward, kan?
Very forward. Unfortunately, the rest of us are not so forward lah.
Yeah.
We're a bit on the backwards like that going. It's more like going in backwards and suddenly masuk longkang already.
Yeah, something like that.
which is what I want to talk to Marina about. I want to talk to you about because like I was telling you earlier before we were pre-opting this show lah. Pre-op, is that right? No, pre-op. No. When I was briefing her what we're going to talk about. So I want to, the young people that listen to this show, they know you as this wonderful woman that we all look up to. But
Really,
yeah, they do, It's like, wow, that Marina Mahathir, power. I mean, she's so small. When I stand next to her, already she only come up to my navel, isn't it? How is she so power? But where did you find this voice of yours to become the social commenter?
Really, I find the voice, I opened my mouth and the voice came out.
Wow. So easy, just like me like that.
Just like that, yeah. No, not half as witty lah.
Rubbish like you.
No, I think because I started writing my column ages ago, and when I first started, they wanted me to write about family and kids and that sort of thing. So typical, give a woman a column and she has to write about family. So I thought, okay, but they say actually you can write about anything you wanted. So I just started writing about what interested me. And what interested me was all sorts of things, and I just started writing, and if I saw something was not right, I would talk about it, and that's how it went. And then when I started doing the AIDS work, which really put me in touch more with, on the ground realities, and it became a natural thing. I just don't know how to shut up, I think. That's just it. To me, it's just the way I am. I just say what I feel.
Do you miss the work with the council, the AIDS council?
I miss some of it because, those 12 years there certainly gave me a lot. I met so many people. I learned so much. I really do think that I wouldn't be the person I am today had it not been for those 12 years at MAC. But I don't miss the meetings. I mean, that was what I got tired of meetings. And
not that I want to talk bad about anybody, but you know who's in charge now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult, the meetings there now also.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was told also. Not that I have first-hand experience, but I met the person in charge, and I think I nearly wanted to check it out. Like that. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But so that's where suddenly then you became this voice, and you started writing. But didn't you worry about getting into trouble, or people telling to shut down your column, or?
Well, I don't know. I think maybe I was naive in that aspect. I just felt that if you felt sincerely about something and honestly about something, then you should be able to talk about it, and nothing should happen to you. I mean, well, it's only of late I've learned that that's not true. But at the time, at least, I didn't see what was wrong with it. I tried not to accuse people directly if I could, but I tried to put across what I feel about an issue, and it happened to resonate with a lot of people. I mean, I didn't write it to please anyone. I didn't think, oh, that's what people out there think, therefore I must say this. I just said what I felt, and then people come up to me and said, "You wrote what I feel," and it was a coincidence, really.
I think a lot of us would feel the same way, but not many people have an outlet or an avenue to express the way they feel and the way they think. And to hear a voice like yours, suddenly like, oh my God, this woman, wow, pandainya. And it's like, oh. But then eventually as time went on, do you feel like you had a responsibility? Do you feel like there was this, well, I don't want to say burden, but you know, this sense of responsibility that you must always show the light?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think of my column, but more particularly the online media, you know, my blog or Twitter or Facebook. I think of those as outlets for education, and so I try and open up the world to people. Whoever wants to follow me, I just try and open up the world to them and say the world is large, you know, and that it's not just Malaysia. And there are people around the world that face the same problems, which we can learn from. And nothing is new here. Nothing is new. We're not unique. And so we should be humble enough to accept that.
Yeah,
there are things to learn
things
from
to learn,
elsewhere.
but I think hence thus comes the crux of the problem.
Yes.
The things to learn. Yeah, and all of you listening, and those of you, because the ringgit is not exactly the strongest currency in the world at the moment, and you can't even get a passport in less than 1 hour, it still takes you 2 days. So why don't you just travel the mind with Marina, go to her blog, follow her Twitter, because sometimes this woman got nonsense that she types, but sometimes it's very...
Nonsense? Which is the nonsense?
I don't know, that one is that's between me and you on Facebook. That one is not between me, you, and then the 12,000 readers, right? That's right. So yeah, she sometimes will write some funny, witty things, and sometimes very the enlightenment things, but sometimes I feel it's cheaper to travel with her than it is to travel to Singapore.
Yes. You don't get to shop with me.
You don't get to shop with her, but you get to see things again really from a different perspective. I mean, that's what I've been trying to do also with my shows, and whether it's live or on air, and just to provide another avenue for people to come. I mean, like for this year, for example, that's why I wanted you to come on my show so much, because I want to hear, as an individual, as Marina the woman, how was 2011?
I think 2011 is probably one of the more difficult years, you know. I mean, there's been so much happening. It started off well enough.
As usual, most years always start full of promise.
Yes. My personal achievement, I went off to a boot camp and lost about 7 kilos.
You went to Bersod?
No, I went to Scotland.
Oh, Scotland. Scotland.
I needed to get away, you know, and I lost 7 kilos, so very proud of that. But apart from that, I think, you know, the world, I mean, there's so many natural disasters and a lot of terrible catastrophes. There's this economic recession, which everyone here seems to be ignoring. Their whole country is collapsing.
Yeah, there is something.
And we are talking about, you know, a festival or whatever, as if that's the most important thing in the world.
Yeah, it's... You know, you have, like I was talking on my show last week, we have Europe that looks like so gaya like that, but actually unemployment rates are so high, mortality rates are high, you know, currencies are dropping, falling, parting.
Yeah, and you look at America.
You look at America, we don't care about them anymore, really. I mean, at the rate it's going, it's like, thank you so much for what you did like 30 years ago. Yeah. But now it's like, just stay where you are.
Yeah.
You know, and here we are worrying about things when we have such important things to deal with in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, our own debts, not that we're paying it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what's happening in the rest of the world affects us too. You know, we are an interlinked world, you know, so we can't afford to ignore things that are going on elsewhere. We can't afford to isolate ourselves.
We can't, but we seem to be going in that direction in a very... I mean, it's not that we are. At one point we say we are the more open society, but the way things are working, it's just closing off the society more than it is.
Yeah, and that doesn't work. I mean, in today's world, it doesn't work, because with the internet and all that, I mean, there are no barriers. Someone sneezes in New York and you catch the flu here. Yeah. I mean, it's instant.
It's instant. I mean, rather teach your children what you should be teaching them, the right things, rather than closing it off from them and then letting them learn from YouTube. Because
exactly. I think, you know, I mean, I feel quite strongly about this. I think what parents should be teaching kids is about how to make sound judgments. about things in life,
Yes.
because they're going to face so many things, and you can only equip them to do that, you know, with knowledge, with,
As much as you can as a
yes,
parent. Yes.
and whatever values you want to instill, so that they are out there on their own, they can make the right judgments about things, because you can't protect them from it.
You
You
can't.
just
You
can't.
can't. I know there are young people, and I mean young under the age of 10 that listen to this show. Can
Really?
you believe that? Even I got a
Hello,
shock when I found
not
out.
bad.
And that's why I feel suddenly I feel now like you, there is a responsibility, because I don't want to grow old with people who take care of me who really don't care.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
You know, I mean, you care. I'm not saying no one cares. You care, but you suddenly care about things that are really not important anymore.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
that's not right. I mean, like for you, you're a mother. What's it like for you looking at your children grow up in this world? I mean, this place that we call home.
It's well, it's quite worrying, you know. I mean, I have two daughters, and I want them to grow up in an environment where they can be free to pursue whatever interests them, you know, and to achieve whatever they want. And I worry about the sort of environment we live in, whether, you know, it supports that sort of thing. But I guess, you know, they've seen the example, their parents and all that. They are concerned individuals. They know what's going on around them, and they have opinions, even the little one. And I'm really quite pleased with that, because I think there have been nothing worse than to have our kids grow up completely in a bubble, you know, with really vacuous thoughts.
So the
you
most
know.
important thing is what is the latest iPhone that came out and what game I can download. Yes.
Exactly, you know. I mean, all that is fun. I mean, I don't deny it. I like my clothes, I like shopping,
Who
I like
doesn't?
all that, yeah, you know, I like my necklaces. But, you know, you have to keep it in proportion, that there are really much more important things in the world to
They
think
are.
about. Yeah.
There are things happening in homes that are being silenced. And like you said, suddenly certain festivals which are harming nobody become such a big. Thank you so much. I would like to thank, not that any of us are involved with whatever we're talking about this festival, but thank you to the people who made all this nonsense noise, because the whole world is watching again.
Yes, yes.
Again.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I think we've done this year, is that we've given
Lots
of material.
Well, lots of material.
Oh.
It's like suddenly Malaysia has turned into this farcical show that the world just tunes in to watch.
Right,
You
right,
know?
exactly.
Cleanliness campaign, suddenly must throw water cannon and all like that. Kind of.
Yeah, that's
And then
right.
like
That's
want
how
to
you
just
clean
have
the
a
streets.
harmless festival, suddenly like 40 policemen turn up at my workshop. Huh? The 40 policemen come, they also don't know what they're doing there.
Yes.
It's that kind of nonsense lah. I mean, okay, so what do you think, how do you think the next year will be? Because I firmly believe that next year is the end of the world lah. So says all
Yours,
these
okay,
new
really?
ages kan.
Oh.
That December
2012,
is
is it?
2012, right?
Oh,
It's the
okay.
end of the world. So I mean, next year is quite a hot year for Malaysia. You know, hence all this nonsense that's happening towards the end of the year, right?
That's
So
true.
how do you see next year starting out and ending by December?
I always start off very hopeful and optimistic. I think I'm an optimist by nature, so I like to wish for the best, you know. I don't know, I mean, it might get crazier because, as you know, people are in this crazy mood, right? It's the silly season, I like to call it. But
Musim bodoh, I like to call it.
yes, I think that's probably another one. I'm just being polite. But hopefully, you know, we weather it and people come to their senses, really. I mean, that's all we can hope for and we can pray for.
I hope we can.
You know, common sense will
common
rule.
sense will prevail.
Yeah.
But I think the gila and the bodoh will escalate to another level, which I'm sure we're already expecting this to happen.
Yeah,
but
I
let's
just
see
hope
how
nobody
high.
suffers from it. That's
Yeah,
all.
that is the only
That's
thing.
my only concern, that nobody really gets harmed.
Yes. Too
by
many
it.
good
Talk
people.
is fine,
Yes.
go ahead, but don't
A lot of
harm.
good people are losing themselves, or either have been negatively pointed at, or have actually lost their lives because of this musim bodoh that we've had this year.
Yeah.
Let's hope none of that happens and we can grow stronger together when there's
absolutely.
more of us.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to wrap it up because as usual, the Be Fabulous Malaysia station only gives me a certain amount of time. So please feel free to write into Malik. He is the big boss at BFM. You write to him, you tell him Shelah Talks must be longer because look, I'm having such a good time with Marina here. Now we have to cut short already the show. Right? There's so much more to talk about, right? Maybe next year we invite Marina after after the climax of the Musim Bodoh, which is around March. Like that,
And
right?
then we can really be smart.
Then we can
right?
be
And
smart
then
again.
talk intelligently.
Then we can talk intelligently, instead of talking around the rosemary bush like that. So anyway, thank you so much, Marina.
You're welcome.
I wish we did have a bit more time to talk about so many things. I can't imagine how many minutes has passed, Ali. How many minutes? 15 only. Tak apalah, we go for one more minute for closing for one more minute. So any words of, this is what I really hear people say, do you have any words of wisdom to part with? I'm like, who is going to tell you they're wise, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely not.
Nonsense. But as
not.
Marina the woman, not Marina this woman that we all admire, but Marina the human, the mother, what do you wish for?
I only wish for calm and peace, really. I really think that maybe it's time for us to start a peace movement in this country rather than just for other countries. I think we really need it.
Can we stop? We don't have that much money to begin with. Why are we donating to other people? Not that we shouldn't, we should be helping everyone in the world. But I think sometimes our help is much more needed here.
Yeah.
To ourselves.
Yeah, and I don't know whether it's about money. It's about, I think there are a lot of people who are very peaceful, able to get on with each other. I think these are the people that should speak out and do something. We're not going to tolerate hate.
And we don't have to be militant about it.
No,
because
not
a lot
at
of people think when we
Not
want to
at
start
all.
peace movement, we want to start fighting with people.
That's not peaceful.
Other people want to throw water at us.
What can we do? We can just sit there and go,
They're like,
peace.
peace,
Give
smile.
peace a
When you see in a
chance.
photograph, hey, look at that woman, she's smiling. I like that.
like that,
like that lah. Let's again not hope for it, let's make it happen. I think if we only have one more year left to live on this earth, since 2012 is the end of the year, let's make it a damn good one now, okay? Let's not waste any more time being Muslim, Bodoh, Buro, all that, right? Let's just go for it. Let's just go and be fabulous. That's why I always say, be fabulous.
Yes. You
Yes.
sound like Kimura. No, but you're
Me
the
like
original.
Kimura, you tak
You're the
bad.
original.
I look at my neck, okay, my neck don't have lines like Kimura like that. It's very smooth.
That's true. I know you're the original, Shelah. You're
As
the
opposed-
original.
as
As opposed to her. You did the fabulous thing first.
I did,
Yes.
And
You
then
should be
she-
given credit.
I should be on her show.
Yes.
I should be her stand-in when she's going on holiday. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on air
Pleasure.
to this wonderful little show of
Thank you
mine.
for having me.
I'm hoping to see water cannons next week spraying at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yay."
Oh, your curls will.
It's okay, I got a different wig.
Okay.
Can, and I restyle this one.
Okay.
So thank you all for watching this wonderful video episode and listening to the audio episode on BFM, which is Be Fabulous Malaysia. And of course, I'm hoping my next time of the month guest to end the year with will be someone maybe even more important than Marina, who will come on air and apologize for the year that was. Who knows? I'll let you know closer to the time, okay? So thank you for watching and listening to Shelah Talks, the time of the month here on BFM. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Be fabulous, Malaysia.